Welcome back to the Football Don't Lie podcast. In today's episode, we're going to be giving our playoff predictions as well as reacting to some of the trades, all the trades on the trade deadline day. Um, let's get right into it. Uh, we agreed on starting off with the NFC, so we'll start off with the NFC. Do we want to go? Because the way I did it, I gave the top seven, and then I went to wild card divisional. I did the whole thing, like Super Bowl, everything. Do you guys do that like that or no?
We'll start from seven on, then just go up to one. I think
Okay,
that's
seven. Okay, 7-1, and then after we do AFC, we can do like the later rounds and shit, like all that. Okay. So, all right, 7-1. So who is your seven for the NFC?
okay. I guess I'll go first. For my seven, I have the Green Bay Packers. They're gonna figure it out. Aaron Rodgers is gonna get it going. I still believe in this team because they have a solid run game and their defense is good. They have a few divisional games against the Lions and the Bears coming up. They should pick it up soon. I think they'll be right in the mix for the wild card. So I have them as the 17.
I also have the Packers finishing as the seventh seed. I do think they'll pick it up. I think Aaron Rodgers will find a way out, but going into those playoffs without making a move for a receiver at the trade deadline, he's going to have to pull off a miracle to lead the Packers through a couple games. But I really don't think that this Green Bay team can go far with their team that they have right now.
I actually have the Giants at the seventh seed. Their schedule is easy as hell. That's the only reason. I think that
It is.
I think that they're already 6-2. Like I went through their schedule. I think they can easily win five more games. Like easily. Like those games are not like they play the Commanders twice. They play us, they play the Texans, like they play the Jags. Like I think they can win five games. Like they're already 6-2. And that's at the minimum for me. So I think, you know, just because of how easy their schedule is, I think they'll slide in there. Um, so I have them at seven. Who's y'all six?
At six, I have the Giants. Oh wait, I'm missing a team. Shoot, man.
Are
Why?
you missing
Okay.
Seattle?
Oh my
Yeah,
god! I
you're
just
missing.
realized I
You're
screwed
missing.
up. I
You're
screwed up. I
missing
screwed up.
somebody.
Hold on. At no,
You're
at
missing.
no, at six, I do have the. Hold on. I'm trying to rethink my picks. Hold on. Give me just a second.
Oh,
I
Tay
screwed
just
up,
gonna have
man.
to take out his Green Bay Packers.
I screwed up. Hold on, because I need to see these records real quick. Because I definitely screwed up. Hold on.
Hudson, you go for your six.
Yeah, you do
All
your
right.
six.
And I'll
For
do my
my
six after you.
six,
Let's
for my-
fucking go. All right, no, but Max Rich just hit a three.
yeah, I just saw that. For my number six, I have the New York Giants here. I think that I have a team that is not going to make it, but I have the Giants here, like you said, a really easy schedule going into the final stretch of their season. With the record sitting at 6-2 right now, I don't see how this team can fully collapse that hard. I wouldn't completely take it out of the picture that they'll, completely screw their season over, but with their spot right now, I really think it's going to be pretty hard, even if they tried on purpose to blow their season away.
Okay, I have my six back. At six, I have.
Is your seven the same?
Yeah, my seven is still staying the same. At six, I have the Giants. Yeah, you're right. Their schedule is like freaking easy, man.
Hella easy.
Hella easy, like super easy games down the stretch. I think they will lose a few games, but they'll still finish as a sixth seed. But I will say the reason why I have the Packers at seven and not a certain other team, which I'll mention once we get to our five, is because I think they'll have the head-to-head record in the NFC conference. So, or they'll have the record like they'll have more NFC wins than this other team. So I'm gonna take the Packers there, and then I'll have the Giants as my six.
I have the Rams at six. And then you guys have the Rams. The Rams schedule. I don't think the Rams schedule is too hard either. Like, because like I'm looking at their schedule right now. They play the Bucks this week. I have that as a win. The Cardinals, I think they'll win. I think they'll beat the Saints. They'll lose to the Chiefs, in my opinion. They'll beat the Seahawks and the Raiders. I think they'll beat Green Bay, Denver, and the Chargers and the Seahawks. Like they're not playing any like top team. You know what I'm saying? Apart from the Chiefs, they're playing teams who are struggling / not great. So, and they're not playing great themselves, but I just think that they have too much talent to miss out completely. So, I just can't see it where the Super Bowl winners completely miss the playoffs next season. Like, I don't think it's gonna happen. So,
That's fair. That's fair.
I have them at 6. Who's your 5?
At 5, I have the Dallas Cowboys. Really good team, but unfortunately, they just have a super house. That division is stacked. I could see Washington even competing for the 7th seed. But yeah, I have the Cowboys at 5, which means I have the Seattle Seahawks missing the playoffs even after their 5-3 start. Seattle has looked really good, but I just don't think it's sustainable for them, which is why I have them missing the playoffs. But I have Dallas as my 5s.
Yeah, it's looking like me and you have the same exact wild card spots for the NFC. I also have Dallas finishing at number 5. I was pretty high on this team. I had them finishing with the same exact record as the Eagles with 11-6, I want to say. Obviously looking like the Eagles are going to beat that record, but the Cowboys, it's looking like it's just about right. I think they're 6-2 right now. I want to say maybe 5-2. This team has been looking good. We know Cooper Rush was able to do while Prescott was out, and now that he's back, this offense is looking really nice, and this defense is looking like one of the best in the league. So they're not going to win that division because of an undefeated Philly, but I do think that Dak Prescott can lead the Cowboys back to the playoffs.
I got the Cowboys at 5 too. Same reasons for what you guys said. They look good. Their defense looks really good, and with Dak back, I just don't see how they go any lower. Who's your guys'? Moving on to the top 4, obviously. Divisional winners or division winners. Number 4, who do you guys have?
At 4, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think they still get it done. Look, man, this team they will figure it out. Tom Brady will figure it out. They still play Atlanta once. I think they'll win that game. That's what sets them apart. And I think they will come out on top as a division. They may not have a pretty record. It may be 8-9. It may be 7-10. But Tampa Bay will still get it done, and they will still make the playoffs.
Yeah. Again, I also have the Bucs finishing as the 4th seed. I do expect them to turn their season around, and no, I do not expect the Falcons to end up coming out on top of this division. The Saints have their injuries. The Falcons look like they're going for a top pick. And I think that this division is wide open for the Bucs to win. And the fact that they're still 3-5 is pretty unbelievable. And what's more unbelievable is the fact that they didn't even make a single move at the trade deadline. I do expect some signings coming from this team, maybe an OBJ, maybe a Gronkowski. We don't know what to expect anymore. But I do think that the Bucs will get to win their division, but going far into the playoffs may be a bit of an issue.
I got the Bucs as well. Don't think they're looking too great, but that division is so ass. Like, I think they'll win it comfortably. So, they're gonna be at 4 for me. Top 3. I think this should be pretty simple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. At 3, unfortunately, I have the San Francisco 49ers. They are just so explosive, man, like on offense. And Debo wasn't even playing last game. And Suhas, what have I been trying to tell you for the last, I don't know, whatever years, okay? Christian McCaffrey is the best offensive player in this league, arguably, okay? Hands down. He can do it all. Run, pass, catch. It doesn't matter, okay? He is the biggest weapon in all of football, except for maybe Tyreek Hill, okay? Because he is so versatile. And the 49ers might just make it to the NFC Championship because of Christian McCaffrey. That's how good he is. And they'll win this division. The 49ers will win this division. They just need to not have a hiccup from Jimmy Garoppolo, and they'll make it. They are a very, very explosive team. And it's all led by 23 now. Well, he'll get 22 back because Jeff Wilson's gone. It's led by CMC. And they're going to get the 3 spot.
My number 3 is going to be the Vikings. The Vikings, their record speaks for way more than what their talent actually shows. I think they're 5-1 right now.
6-1.
6-1, right? Their only loss coming to the Eagles. but they really have not played a good team. Haven't seen much from this team at all. They were very close to losing to a Miami Dolphins team without with our backup quarterback in. I'm a fan of this team. I was a fan of this team before the season starts, and I think that they can make things happen with their offense with TJ Hawkinson now on that team. We'll talk about that in a bit, but I do think that the Vikings have not beat a great team this season yet. And I'm going to have to see more. I think that they will win the division because of the Packers' issues, but it's going to take a lot to make a run into the playoffs.
I got the Niners at 3. They look really good. Addition of CMC was great. They beat the Rams without Debo. Their defense is amazing, probably the best in the NFL. So yeah, I'm gonna give that to the Niners. We all have Philly at 1, obviously.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that means
And that
Hudson
means,
has
yeah.
the Niners
Hudson
at
has the
2,
49ers at 2, and me and you still have the Vikings at 2.
Vikings at 2.
Look, man, Philadelphia might go 17-0. Like, I'm not even kidding. They will probably lose a game, but there's a good chance that they could go 17-0.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah, no,
a very good chance.
I think the Eagles, I just can't see that team going undefeated. Like I can definitely see this team like going on one of these runs again, like in the near future, because of how young they are.
If the Eagles are going to lose a game, it's going to be to Green Bay. And that's because if Green Bay wants to make the playoffs, they got to beat one of the good teams. And I think it's Philadelphia. They got to beat Philadelphia. And it is a Sunday night game, if I am not mistaken. Yeah, it's a Sunday night game against Philly. It'll be in Philly, but Aaron Rodgers knows what he has to do. And so if he wants to make the playoffs, he's got to win this game.
They're not beating Philly.
They'll beat Philly. Just watch, man. Just watch.
Yeah, I watched them lose to the Bills like you said they were gonna win.
Hey, it was a super close game. Well, actually, I wouldn't say super close, but Green Bay found some identity in their offense. They found out that they can run the football.
Yeah, I have.
Oh, I'm sorry. Cut this out, Hudson. Darius Garland just tried to freaking. Never mind. Marcus Smart. Go ahead.
We all have Philly at 1, and then I have Minnesota at 2, like you. So, yeah, we're gonna go over to the AFC now. Obviously, we'll do the later rounds when we're done with the AFC. But AFC number 7. Hudson, you let it off, so I'll lead it off this time. And this was tough. I have the Bengals at 7. It was between them and another team, but I decided to go with the Bengals. They put up a fucking goose egg, or they scored like 6 points, but like they put up a stinker against the Browns. Terrible performance. I don't care if they didn't have Jamar Chase. The Browns are the Browns, bro. Come on. And yeah, that hurt them. That hurt them because they're now, I think, what are they, 4-4? I think they're 4-4 right now. So their bye is still to come. But yeah, I got them at 7.
At 7.
Oh my bad.
No. Go ahead, Hudson.
Yeah, I also have the Cincinnati Bengals at number 7. Pretty ugly loss to the Browns, and that's kind of what we can expect for the next couple weeks without Jamar Chase. Proves that he is a massive part of their offense. But I wouldn't really panic on Cincinnati just yet. I think that they're going to end up figuring things out without Jamar Chase. Once he comes back, I think this team will be back to the team they were before. They're 4-4 right now, which obviously really sucks for them. But I think it'll be sooner or later that they do make a push for the playoffs and eventually get in.
Yeah, man, like, who expected them to lose the freaking Browns? Like, kind of crazy. But anyways, for me, this team is still very good. Once they get all their talent back, they've just had some struggles this year. But they'll pick it up. So I have them at 7 as well.
Yeah,
for number.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
All right. At number 6, this is where I have the Chargers finishing. I had them winning the division before the season started, but they've been struggling, and I know Keenan Allen has been out for a while, and now he ended up re-aggravating his hamstring, hurting it again during the bye week somehow. So it looks like he's going to be out for another couple of weeks, which is really going to suck for this Chargers offense and for Justin Herbert. 4-3 right now. They've kind of surprised people. Haven't been off to the hot start that they expected. But I do think that they'll end up making, just like Cincinnati, I think that they will get Keenan Allen back sooner rather than later, and end up making the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree with you. I have the Chargers here at 6 as well. They have had some bad losses this year, but Herbert will figure it out. Herbert will figure it out, and they'll finish as the 6th seed in the AFC.
I got the Chargers as well. Y'all had them winning the division. Who had them winning the division? Hudson?
The Chargers, I had the Chargers winning the division.
That's surprising. Celtics just did something stupid. I'm assuming. But yeah, I have the Chargers at 6 as well. All right, at 5. At 5.
Lord Hudson.
Okay, look, this is where I have the Bills. All right.
What the
I'm
fuck?
joking.
What the hell?
I'm joking. I have the Miami Dolphins here. I think we're playoff bound this season, and I'm glad to say that. But you still have Buffalo in your division, probably the number one threat for the entire league. So it's just always going to be a pain because Josh Allen's going to be here for the next 15 years. But yeah, I do think that the Dolphins are able to make a push for the playoffs. We saw the trades that they made yesterday. They're pretty much going all in. And do I think that we're Super Bowl contenders? Not really. But I do think that there's a big chance that the Dolphins can be a team that surprises a lot of people and makes a push in the playoffs. What I have it is now the Dolphins play a beatable opponent, because I guess we haven't said yet. But yeah, I do think that the Dolphins will be able to get a spot in the postseason.
Yeah, I have the Dolphins here at 5 as well. They have Tua has proved himself this year, and I want to give him credit. But we'll see how they do in the playoffs. That's where I'm really interested to see. So I've got them at 5.
I have them at 5 too. They're still frauds to me. They beat a 1-6 Detroit Lions team that was injured by 4 points. Their defense is suspect. I mean, yeah, Tua's had a good season, but fucking give any starting QB those weapons and he'd have the same season. So not
really?
too
Okay,
worried about
whoa. Okay, yeah. Let's just backtrack, because when Tua went out and Teddy Bridgewater,
Bro,
was better than Tua,
he
came into the game, he went 0-3 in this span.
Yeah. Teddy Bridgewater is not a starting QB. He's not a starting QB. I'm talking about a starting QB.
Because you said before the season that he was a better option than Tua was. So
he was, bro. Tua's ass. Okay. Tua's a starting QB, but fucking give Jared Goff those weapons, and you know what Jared Goff would do? The same exact thing. So, yeah, and Tua, he's been good, but there's so many plays where he could have converted those into touchdowns that Tyreek Hill had to come back on his fucking route because the ball was.
Okay, yeah, I know, but when there's 6 rushing on you, you just kind of throw it up to Tyreek. That's just the privilege on having Tyreek Hill on your team.
Okay, whatever. I just wish Mahomes had those weapons. But yeah, I'm gonna give the 5 seeds to the Finns. I'll tell you. I'll let you guys know how far they go as we go on. All right. I know you guys are interested. At 4, I have probably the worst division winner in NFL history, the Tennessee Titans. Like, I don't know how these people are gonna win the division. They're only gonna win the division because the Colts gave up and the other 2 teams are like trash cans. So I'm like, obviously the Titans are gonna win the division. They're not gonna do shit. They're gonna win the division and get bounced.
Fuck the Titans. I have the Colts winning the division. The Colts are still good.
Oh my god.
They will figure it out, and then they'll win the division.
Saw what happened.
Just watch. The Colts will figure it out, they'll win the division.
Yeah, I also have the Titans finishing as the 4 seed. We saw a glimpse of Malik Willis, and he was just basically the honorary ball handler off to Derrick Henry. They were able to get the win. I'm not a huge fan of this team, though. I think Tannehill, he's had his years. They led the Titans to the 1 seed before getting upset by Cincinnati last season. I just don't see this team going very far into the playoffs with the weapons they have. Sure, you Derrick Henry, but once a team can figure out a game plan throughout the game for that man, I don't think there's really much else that the Titans are able to do with their offense.
Yeah.
Did you seriously have the Colts winning the division?
I actually do have the Colts winning the division, man. I have the Colts.
You still do? You still do?
I still do. I'm not even kidding. I don't care how bad they've played so far. This Titans schedule coming up, is very hard. It is very. I don't think you guys have looked at it, right? Chiefs this week, L. Colts are playing the Patriots. Colts are going to win that game. Just watch. Colts are going to win this game against the Patriots. We make our predictions. I'm going to say it. But the Colts are going to get on a stretch, man. They're going to get on a stretch. Jonathan Taylor's finally going to get going, and they're going to win the division.
So you're trusting Sam Ellinger to lead Indy to win the division.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm trusting Sam. No, I'm trusting Jonathan Taylor in that offensive line.
Okay. So number 3.
Number 3, I have the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, I also have the Ravens at 3. I like what they're doing.
I agree too.
Yeah.
Guess who said would win that division?
You did. Fine, have it.
The Ravens. The Ravens are coming. I just wish the Ravens played the Dolphins in my fucking first round, bro. The Dolphins would have had a much earlier exit for me because it's the fucking Titans, bro. Like anyone could beat the fucking Titans. We could beat the Titans. But
So we all have Buffalo and Kansas City 1 and 2.
Yeah, Buffalo's going to be
Buffalo,
1,
Kansas City.
and Kansas City's going to. It's crazy, man. This year we might see the championship, AFC championship, and this year Buffalo's going to have the advantage because it's going to be in Buffalo. That's going to be so good for them. I think this is the year that they make it. They deserve it.
I really don't think the Bills might not lose another game this season. Like that's like not even like an over exaggeration. Like
they are good.
I don't see how they can like lose a game. Like they probably will eventually, but like they're probably going to be favored in every single game for the rest of the season. It doesn't make sense if they are.
Sure. Oh yeah, for sure. Unless they play like I don't know who they would play where they wouldn't be the favorites.
Unless they play
they play
Philly,
the
which
Bengals.
they don't.
The Bengals maybe.
I doubt that.
I doubt it. I think the Bengals are at home that game though. So maybe.
The Dolphins travel to Buffalo. Like, who knows what'll happen.
Yeah, shut up, Hudson.
The sun's out. The Bills.
Do you know what's funny?
Scared.
Jason Tatum had the same exact dunk.
Yes, on Jared Allen. I know.
No. 2 years ago, but Bam blocked it. If Bam was there,
that
dunk would not have happened again.
Yes.
Bro, he did the same shit except Bam wasn't there, so it didn't happen. All right, I have Buffalo and Kansas City 1 and 2. All right, moving on. We have my NFC wild card. I'm just gonna read you my wild card. I have my
we
2
did
against
NFC.
Wild card.
We already did NFC. Oh, you're doing prediction.
Yeah, I thought that's what we were doing. Playoff predictions.
I didn't think that's what we were doing.
Okay, I mean it's like pretty simple anyway. Like okay, so like 2 over 7, like
Oh my god.
fucking Vikings or Vikings. So for you guys, it'd be Vikings or Packers.
Packers. I'm taking the Packers over the Vikings in an upset.
What the fuck?
Kirk Cousins sucks during the playoffs. So
does Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers will beat Kirk Cousins. Aaron Rodgers has always owned Kirk Cousins in the playoffs and in big time games. Give me Aaron Rodgers. Give me the Packers.
I got the Vikings over the Giants. The Giants with my 7.
Yeah, I really hate to do this, but I'm also taking the Packers to beat the Vikings in the first round. I just feel like it'd be bound to happen with the NFC North rivalry in the first rounds. I think Green Bay would win that.
All right.
You won. Wait, what? How was that an offensive foul? You pussies! You pussies!
You should have challenged.
Oh my god, man!
Did he use this challenge already?
What?
When does Udoka make his coaching debut?
Tomorrow that's what Woj
Tomorrow
said.
he's going to be the coach?
Yeah, Woj said that just now. He said that like 2 hours ago. All right. All right, moving on. 3 seed Niners. We all have the Niners. And then both of you would beat the Giants. And then me, it's the Rams. I'm taking the Niners. I'm assuming you guys are taking the Niners.
Well, I have
I thought you had the Giants at 6.
Actually, no. Actually, in my first round, I have 49ers versus Packers because I have the 49ers as the 2 seed.
Oh, okay.
So I would have 49ers over the Packers
then
And
what do
then
you
my
have?
3-6 Vikings Giants. I have
You have the
Vikings
Vikings?
beating the Giants.
And then changes. You have 49ers over Giants.
Yeah, I have 49ers over Giants as well.
All right. And then obviously, okay, Cowboys Bucks. We all have Cowboys Bucks. I'm taking Cowboys.
I'm also taking the Cowboys.
I'm gonna go the Bucks. I think the Bucks have played them like week 1 for the past 2 years or something, and they just always seem to beat the Bucks when they play them. I think Tampa does not make that a change.
Okay, and then AFC. We have the Chiefs against the Bengals. I'm taking Kansas City.
I am too.
I am too. I'm taking Kansas City.
Ravens versus Chargers. I'm taking Baltimore.
I'm
I'm taking the Chargers.
I'm taking the Chargers.
Taking the Chargers.
And then Finns versus Titans.
Give me the Dolphins.
It's gonna be a close game. Gonna come down to the wire. Titans might edge it though, like they did last year. Nah, I'm taking the Finns. I'm taking the Finns. All right, and then
Ends up Dolphins.
divisional round. Eagles versus Cowboys.
Is this going to be in Philadelphia? No. It would for me it'd be different. It'd be Packers versus Eagles.
I thought it would be Packers versus Niners.
It'd be because the lowest seed.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
for me and Hudson, it's Eagles. Oh, Hudson has the Bucks.
I would have Bucks, Eagles, and 49ers.
No, Hudson. You'd have Bucks. You'd have Bucks, 49ers, and then Eagles, Packers.
No, he had
Same thing with me.
No, he didn't. He didn't have the Packers because he had the Vikings at 2. I mean 3, and then he had the Niners at 2. So he had the Niners against Packers, and he picked the Niners.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
you would have Eagles Bucks, and I would have Eagles Cowboys. Tejas would have Eagles Packers.
Yeah,
I'm taking the Eagles.
Bucks.
I'm taking the Eagles.
I'll take the Eagles to win here.
Yeah, my matchup is Eagles Bucks. I take the Eagles in that one. And my second matchup, 49ers Vikings, I'm
taking San Francisco.
I take the 49ers in this one.
And now Tejas has San Francisco against who?
San Francisco against Tampa Bay.
Oh, No, but you had Tampa Bay losing.
I'm sorry, Dallas.
Dallas.
And I'm gonna take the 49ers to win here.
All right. And then Chiefs against Chargers / Ravens. I'm taking the Chiefs.
You said shoot down 20 minutes ago, 40 minutes ago.
Wait, what?
Chiefs against Chargers / Ravens. I'm taking Kansas City.
Chiefs. I have Chiefs against Bengals. And I'm
Bengals.
Never mind. We already did that. I would
have the Chargers, dog.
I would have Bills versus Chargers, and I'm
yeah, Bills versus Chargers, yeah, for you guys.
Yeah, I've Bills and Chargers, and I'm gonna go Bills in that one.
Yeah, Bills here, same here.
I have Bills against Dolphins. I'm taking Bills.
Fuck you, Jared Allen. Fuck you. Offensive foul.
I'm taking Bills by like 2 touchdowns plus against the Dolphins, and then
I have Dolphins Chiefs. I'm taking the Chiefs.
I have Chiefs Ravens. I'm taking the Chiefs. You have Dolphins Chiefs Hudson.
Tyreek Hill revenge game. Tyreek Hill revenge game. Give me the Dolphins to take down the Chiefs. I'm doing it. Nope.
Okay, and then so the championship round is
Bills and Chiefs
for us two, and then Bills and Dolphins for Hudson. I'm taking the Bills.
I'm taking the Bills as well.
I am taking the Bills to get to the Super Bowl. I'm not going to go that far, but I do think that the Dolphins have a big chance to go far into the playoffs. But I think that this is the Bills' year.
Fake fan.
I'm just gonna spread full honesty. It's gonna be really hard for the Dolphins to win back-to-back weeks of just like cold weather. Like you play in Kansas City, then you go up to Buffalo, It's like it's going to be too hard. Like it's like the first year that this team is really all together. I think it's going to take multiple years to really, you know,
Moving on, let's talk about these trades. Do we have to talk about Dean Marlowe to the Bills?
no.
Okay. Jeff Wilson to the Dolphins for a fifth
This-
round pick. Hudson,
This true.
you were
yeah,
hoping for Kareem Hunt.
I mean, I would have been way happier with Kareem Hunt for a fourth, but like you have to pay him after the season, and I think Jeff Wilson kind of it's just a better guy you can just bring in and automatically just a plug and play type of player. Reunion with McDaniel, it makes a lot of sense, but obviously would have been more excited with a guy like Kareem Hunt.
This is the trade now. It's Naheem Hines and Zach Moss getting swapped, basically. I think some picks going back and forth. Bills get another running back. This is a steal for the Bills, in my opinion. This is a really good trade.
Yeah, well, Naheem Hines requested a trade, so I think it makes sense that you bring in another running back to replace him. I guess Zach Moss isn't an awful choice, but the Bills, as if they weren't sacked before, just keep adding on.
Yeah, good trade for the Bills, but it's still a mid trade.
And then, okay, now we have the big one. Bradley Chubb to the Dolphins, and Chase Edmonds, a pick, and probably something else. I don't know. Was that it, or was there more?
2023 first round pick in Chase Edmonds, basically for Bradley Chubb.
W trade for the Broncos. W trade. To get a first for a guy who's on an expiring deal. I don't know how they made that happen. But and an additional player. Good trade for the Dolphins too. I thought it was a win-win. Bradley Chubb is he's not like elite or anything. He's good, but and you'll help their pass rush, but he's a tad bit injury prone, so we'll see how he stays healthy. And yeah.
I also actually further review think that it's a win-win for both sides. Great that the Broncos can bring in a first-round pick for Bradley Chubb. I think he's worth it, though, to be honest. And, after with our predictions and stuff, we know the 49ers are going to be going very, very far to the playoffs, potentially all the way. And I think that their pick is going to be in the late 20s, potentially even in that 30s range. So great for the Broncos that they're able to pick up some assets. They're able to bring in a running back after Javonte Williams is now out for the season. So I think the Broncos win it, and for the Dolphins, they improve a much needed position with the pass rush. Only 15 sacks this year. Bradley Chubb is like 6 on the year already. So I think it's going to just be an immediate big impact for the Miami defense.
Tejas, anything to say about Bradley Chubb?
It's a good trade for Miami because they needed a pass rush, but I think the Broncos got a good haul from it. So,
all right, and then another big trade, T.J. Hawkinson, to the Vikings for a second and a third, and it was T.J. Hawkinson and a fourth and a conditional fourth. I actually thought it was a good trade. I saw a lot of fans like, what the fuck are the Lions doing? TJ Hawkinson is good, but he hasn't been great this season. He had one good game against Seattle, and that's when literally every single other weapon was out. He's not that great of a blocker, but he's a really good pass catcher. We were missing a lot of blocking. And the number one reason why I think that it wasn't a bad trade is because we would have to pay TJ Hawkinson $15+ million, which is what he was going to ask for. I don't really think he's worth that kind of money. We cleared up his contract. We saved cap space. We have 5 picks in next year's top 65 in next year's draft. And I think the rookie James Mitchell looked pretty good in his first game against Miami. So I think it's a smart trade for the future. We have more money to use on our defense. The Vikings can pay T.J. Hawkinson. He's a really good player. T.J. Hawkinson is not bad by any means. I just don't think he was part of the plan for the future. He's already 26. So yeah, I think he's a top 10 tight end undoubtedly, and I wish him all the best. But I think the trade made sense, and like eventually I knew we were gonna have to part ways with him, and I knew no one was gonna give up a first because of he was gonna ask for a lot of money next year. So yeah.
I really like this trade for Minnesota. They really have no weaknesses in any of their spots on offense, which I think is going to be huge considering that they think that they can also really go a long way into the postseason. One of the best tight ends in the league, and like I said, makes this Vikings offense even more scarier now. Doesn't make too much sense to me. I get that they got a really nice fallback, I guess, for Hawkinson, but the Lions, I think that it's one of the best teams, one of the best tight ends in the NFL. You're gonna have to pay a guy who has all that talent. So good trade for the Vikings, but the Lions are
15 million. He's not worth 15 million.
Is that really what he's going? Okay, but it was also rumored.
No, but it's reported that he asked for 15 million at least. That's why they traded him, because they were in contract extensions talks with him, and he asked for 15 plus million.
Another part of that is that if they're not willing to pay him, like he's not losing anything going to a different team. Like now that he's on a team like the Vikings, who can potentially go pretty far into the playoffs, he may take less money just to stay on a winning team. He hasn't been on a winning team his whole career. Should be nice for him to know what it feels like.
Yeah, he probably won't ask for the same money with the Vikings, but he did with us. That's why we fucking traded him. And to be honest, bro, like tight ends are replaceable. He's not top 3. He's border, like maybe he's top 5. But he was not a good blocker, and that really set us back at times. But yeah, next, Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley to the Jaguars. This one came out of absolute left field. Any thoughts on this trade?
I'll say
nowhere. You go.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere. But Falcons get an F in my book. I don't know why you would trade away Ridley. Like that's fucking retarded.
This trade really just came out of absolutely nowhere. I really kind of like it for the Jaguars, though. You trade a 5th and a 6th for a guy who, when healthy, not when healthy, but when not putting parlays on games, can really make a huge impact for an offense. Now, next season, the Jaguars are looking potentially really good. If they can make some more moves this offseason, I think Trevor Lawrence is bound to have a really, really solid year in 2023.
Okay. Next trade, Roquan Smith to the Bears. Roquan Smith to the Ravens. Big time pickup. Extremely big time pickup. Roquan Smith is so underrated. I'm so glad we don't have to face this guy twice a year anymore. I think he's an absolute stud. And what did he get traded for? What did Roquan Smith get traded for?
Roquan Smith got Yeah.
A what? A second?
A second and a 5th.
Yeah, that's peanuts. That's
No. Here's why the Bears did that. Think about it. The Ravens are in a conundrum. You either pay Roquan Smith or you pay Lamar Jackson. You're kind of screwed then. You're kind of already telling yourself the fact that we're going to re-sign one or the other. So.
Lamar Jackson will come to Detroit.
Lamar Jackson should come to Carolina.
No, but he said, I saw a report that the 3 teams he would like to go to are Detroit, and then he had 2 other teams. But it wasn't Carolina. Miami was one of them, but Miami's not giving up to her. And I think it was the Jets. I think it was the Jets. But yeah, that's that. And then I think the last trade on the deadline day was Chase Claypool to the Bears. I don't know what the Bears were doing, giving up a second for Chase Claypool. He's mid. He's not good. Okay, he had 1 good game after I said he was asked. That's fine. He's still not good. A 2nd round pick for Chase Claypool? Are you kidding me? Like, I get it's a weapon, but like Chase Claypool's not all that, bro.
It's a W trade by Pittsburgh. Yeah, getting a second round.
Big W.
W trade. But for Justin Fields, at least it's a good weapon. Claypool's still young. So we'll see.
Yeah, I really love this trade for the Steelers. A second round pick, and it's not like the Ravens second round pick, it's Chicago's own second round pick. Hefty price for the Bears to pay, but I guess Claypool's got some potential. You finally get Justin Fields, a solid weapon other than Darnell Mooney to maybe spread the field a bit. Hefty price for Ryan Poles to make. But also, Suasan, you're probably glad to hear that the Packers also made an offer, probably better than the Bears, but Steelers just said fucking didn't even listen to the Packers offer.
He wouldn't have done shit with the Packers anyway. But
The Packers wouldn't have done much, but they needed a receiver, and
the Packers are stupid. Wait. First of all, there was apparently Kareem Hunt did not get traded because teams didn't want to give up a fucking 4th round pick for him.
yeah. Well, also, it's included that he's a free agent this offseason, so you either have to pay him or you trade a 4 just to lose him after a couple games this season.
Yeah.
But bro, I don't give a damn. Kareem Hunt could take the Eagles to the Super Bowl. Even if you're giving away a 4th, he increases your chances of winning the whole thing.
Yeah, he does, I guess, but
or Brandon Cooks. Why is Brandon Cooks? I know Brandon Cooks is making he's making a lot of money.
Brandon Cooks should have been traded. I don't know why he wasn't traded.
Brandon Cooks, I think, will get released.
Yeah.
He didn't show up to practice. He had talks with the front office. He doesn't want to be there. They didn't trade him.
I don't know if he'll get released, probably because of like the dead cap that would go to Houston, but he'll most likely get traded in the offseason.
Yeah.
Were there any other notable names that didn't get traded?
Brian
Shaq-
Burns.
Shaq Thompson.
Shaq Thompson didn't get. That's what surprised. I thought the Celtics were gonna. I'm sorry, the Panthers were gonna actually trade. I thought the Panthers were actually gonna trade away. Shaq Thompson. It seemed very likely in my eyes, and it just didn't happen.
Yahoo Fantasy said CMC was holding DJ Moore back.
Okay. I told you, when you don't have the guy that like everybody looks up to, and is the 100 eyes are on him, it allows your offense to be a little bit more, free. So
if PJ Walker, if he balls out the rest of the season,
I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn if PJ balls out the rest of the season. We're still drafting PJ. I don't care.
Okay,
I don't care because the Panthers are going to win games. They're not going to win games.
Do you think Seattle will draft a QB?
No,
I don't think
Seattle will draft a QB.
Seattle's going to have a pretty high pick.
Seattle's actually winning games. Seattle's actually winning games.
Y'all are winning too since fucking PJ Walker.
2-6. 2-6.
Since PJ Walker, y'all are
Since
playing a
PJ
lot
Walker
better.
took over, he's 1-2. Congrats.
He's playing a lot better. They're playing
1-2. Congrats.
Okay, but the team is ass. The weapon, the offense is ass.
Offense is not bad. The defense has been good, but they just won't win because the offensive play calling has been bad. Okay?
But even if he like fucking plays like prime Tom Brady, like it doesn't matter. You're not gonna just look at the draft.
It doesn't matter. The Panthers are still drafting a QB.
Okay, and then the Rams are pursuing Brian Burns. How did the Panthers not take 2 first, bro? I don't understand.
Dog, I don't think you understand, man. The Rams are not going. They're not making the playoffs this year, but next year they will be right back in it. Okay, they'll be right back in, and it'll be a late first-round pick, and it doesn't help them this year. You need picks now to help you now. Okay, especially in a rebuild, it's not going to help them at all. So I see what the Panthers are doing, and also you keep undermining the fact that Brian Burns is 24 and he's playing like a top 10 defensive end right now. He's playing like a top 10 defensive end right now, and he's 24 years old. Still got 10 more years of production. Gotcha. Okay, they're not going to trade him away for 2 first-round picks. Congrats.
Top 10 defensive end.
He's playing like a top 10 defensive end right now. You heard me. I'm
gonna have to hear your top 10 soon. But Yeah, okay. I think is that it? Is there any other players?
DJ Moore didn't get traded either.
I wasn't too surprised by that.
I
Because he's-
told you the Panthers weren't going to trade away DJ Moore. They just weren't. The amount of dead cap they would incur off of that would be like 40 million. I think it's like 50 million. That's just terrible.
The
It's
Dolphins
not
didn't
worth
get
it.
any
It's not worth
secondary
it.
help.
Huh?
Yeah,
The
I
Dolphins didn't
think
get
it's
any
just kind of
secondary
that. I think that they kind of just trust the pass rush now with Bradley Chubb to kind of limit the amount of time that the secondary has to defend out there.
I'm very confused though with what the Broncos are doing. Like Bradley Chubb is like he's still a young like dude, but like
26, yeah.
it doesn't make sense to me. You want to contend, but you don't want to contend. Like very confusing team for me.
The Bradley Chubb and TJ Hawkinson like returns are very similar, but the Broncos are trying to the Lions are rebuilding and the Broncos are not. So I don't know why they traded him.
Yeah,
I don't know
it's-
what
it's
the
kinda
Broncos
dumb.
are in the middle of.
Yeah, Broncos.
Well,
are
I don't know
very-
unless he like requested a trade or something.
Yeah. All right.
Probably not though. He seems pretty disappointed leaving Denver, so
Yeah, I'd be disappointed playing with Tua, but
he's not playing. Okay, he's on one of the best teams in the NFL.
they're not a top 5 team. They're not a top 10 team.
Oh, or a top 10 team.
No, I don't think they're a top 10 team.
I think they are.
All right, we'll wrap it up here. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll see you guys later as always. Peace.